Hi, and welcome back to the Nerd Shelves. I'm Judy.
And I'm Michael.
Welcome back to another table talk.
Yay, finally. How long has it been?
2 months.
It's been almost 2 months since our last table talk,
Yeah.
but we are back.
And there are going to be more board games we're going to talk about.
Absolutely.
So let's get to it.
Okay, so table talk. Yes, table talk, we like to talk about some games that we've played throughout the week. And we're actually moving table talk to Sundays instead of Mondays now.
Yes. So look forward to it.
Yeah.
Other than that, in the weeks, we do live stream playthroughs on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Yes, every Wednesday and Saturday. Well, we try every Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If life happens, we just have to run away a
Just
little
cancel.
bit.
Yeah, run away. Wee, wee, wee. So Wednesdays we usually do more of a filler game because it's during the week. We don't want to spend too long live. So we do filler games on Wednesday, bigger, deeper, heavier games on Saturday.
So come join the chat.
Yeah, come join the chat. We've had a few giveaways here and there. Yeah, it's fun. Super fun.
Yeah, super fun.
And also, don't forget to, if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then you get notified whenever we have live streams and contests and all that fun stuff.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what games are we going to talk about today?
What
You want to go
games?
start?
Sure, I'll start. Yeah. So we have a few games that we've played throughout the week, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Yep.
So I'm going to start with
The big box or a small box?
the bigger box. Yeah, I'm going to have to move this. This is,
Okay. Make some room.
I like this. I like this game so much. The Lost Ruins of Arnak. I did it again. It's not The Lost Ruins of Arnak. It's just Lost Ruins of
We're
Arnak.
so used to saying "duh" at the beginning.
Yeah, I know, right? And this is actually a game that we did play live on one of our live streams.
Yes.
It is designed by Nin and Elwin, and it is published by CGE, Czech Games Edition. And it is super fun.
So much fun.
Isn't it great?
Yes, I know everyone's saying it, but I have to say it again. It's just very much like Indiana Jones taking adventure.
Well, I mean, gosh, the theme is like Indiana Jones, but even the meeples look like Indiana Jones.
Exactly. You'll agree, right? I know you do.
Yeah. So this game, okay, I'm going to start here by saying, is this one of the best games I've ever played? No, absolutely not. But it is one of the funnest games I've played. I know that sounds weird to say that, but it is just such a fun game. I don't know if it's because I love the theme and I just kind of get sucked right into it or what. It's just really, really fun.
That's all that matters, right? For board games, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you have fun,
Absolutely.
it's a good game.
Absolutely. Yeah. So basically how Lost Ruins of Arnak works is you have this giant board, and it's pretty big. When we did our live stream, we actually couldn't fit it all on the screen, so we had to move things around. So you have a board, and there's a couple different areas on the board. Yeah, so basically it's a mix between a deck builder and also a worker placement.
Okay.
Okay, so the deck building is pretty neat in this because your cards, they have two different functions. So each of the cards have actions on them that you can play, or you can, in the top corner, you can use either a boot, a car, a boat, or an airplane for movement through the board. And what you need that movement for is most of the board is exploration. And you have to go deeper and deeper into the jungle, and you have to use your cards to move there. And when you get there, you have to be able to pay with compasses, which is another currency. And compasses, I guess, it's the equivalent of time spent exploring. And then, this is the fun part. When you explore and you discover a new site, you flip a card over, or a tile, which is the site, which gives you resources or something. But there's also a guardian.
That you awaken.
That you awaken, and the guardian is protecting that site. And then you turn over another tile that goes on top, and it's some weird, crazy creature. That is so fun. So now you're on that site with the guardian.
Yeah.
You can, on one of your turns, if you're on that site with the guardian, overcome the guardian by getting rid of a certain amount of resources. And what that does is, thematically, the guardian gains your respect. and he kind of becomes your friend.
Yeah.
And the Guardian comes with you into your camp.
Yeah.
And that's worth victory points. So those are sites that you can go to throughout the game to get resources and things. But the cool thing is you only have 2 Indiana Jones workers.
Oh, that is the hard part.
Right? So for your whole round, you only have 2 workers that you can use for the worker placement to get resources. Now, the other part of the board, and this is the main part of the game, this is where you collect most of your points, is your research.
Okay.
There's a whole research track on the other side of the board, and that goes all the way up to you eventually discover the Lost Ruins of Arnak at the top, the temple. And you have a magnifying glass and a textbook that you can move up this track to collect resources. But you have to pay as you go along. Now, thematically, again, your magnifying glass represents you researching.
Yeah.
The textbook represents you writing that research in your book, recording it. So your textbook can never go ahead of your magnifying glass up the track because you can't write something down you haven't researched.
Yeah.
But each of them, the magnifying glass or the textbook, whichever one you put up the track, gets you different resources. And the further up the track you go, the more victory points it's worth at the end of the game, but the better resources you get as you're going up until you get to the temple where you can research more and get more victory points. And it's just super fun.
That is so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find the research part is hard for me to do. Yeah, but I do like it. I just never reached the temple.
Right.
It's hard. At one point, I just almost there, but not
You were so close at one time. I think you were like one artifact away from getting up to the top or something.
That was intense.
Yeah.
But in this game, I do like how you overcome the Guardian instead of kill it.
Yeah.
Because you know how it can be very bloody. But this game is quite friendly. It actually overcome and, respect and then become your friend and give you very high victory points.
Yeah, you get 5 points per Guardian that you've overcome. And the other thing, when you overcome a Guardian is once, and only once, they give you some sort of special benefit.
Yeah.
So anytime during the game, you can flip it over to cash in on that benefit too, which is, it's great. I love the theme. The art, the components are top notch. It's so good. It looks beautiful on the table. I love this game.
Yeah, I know some people say it's not perfect. There are some parts not well designed, but for me, I think it's spotless.
Yeah.
Such a great game.
It is. And again, like I said, I have to admit, I've never actually experienced this before where I could say, yeah, I can see some things wrong with this game. I think that the research track is too powerful. I can see some things that just aren't, they're not quite there yet. However, it doesn't matter. I think the game is so fun and I'll play it anytime anybody wants to play it.
Yeah, it's not playing too long as well, right? Like
Yeah.
30 minutes per person.
Yeah, it was about an hour for us, exactly.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah, cool. So that's the Lost Ruins of Arnak. Super fun.
Sounds cool. Now, let's move this back because the game I'm going to talk about. Well, I'm going to talk about a small game.
Okay.
Lots of fun. Mountain Goats.
Ooh, Mountain Goats.
So small, I have to lift it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so this game is very straightforward.
Ah! Sorry, that was me being a goat.
Goats screaming videos keep popping out our head. So this game is quite simple. So there are obviously mountain and goats. Mountain goats.
Yep, fair
wink,
enough.
wink.
Fair enough.
So there are 6 columns of mountains. Each column, their number presented, right? So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Right.
So they're more at the 5s and then get less and less when the number goes higher. So in this game, you have to roll dice and move your goat up and try to stay on the top of the mountain as possible so you can get more points.
Right.
So how we play, we roll the dice and now there are 4 dice. Now this is fun. When you roll, if you get, say, different set of number, right? You can pair them. Either there's only 1 die of number, 2 dice of number pair up, or 3 dice. And as long as they match 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you can use them to move your goat. So say, for example, I roll a 5, 2 3s, and I pair them as a 6, and 1, like, 5
Okay,
again.
another 5, yeah.
So 2 5 2 threes.
Yeah.
So now I can move my goat on the 5 2 steps.
Yeah.
And I can move those 2 of the 3, make a 6, move the goats up to 6,
Right.
1 step.
Right. Or if you didn't want to do 2 5s, you could pair those together to make a 10 and move your goat up the 10 track.
Yeah, but just one
Yeah,
step up.
you get to
so those
decide.
are really cool. Now here's a catch. So when you roll more than one of number 1, so you remain 1 as its value as 1.
1 stays as a 1.
The other one you can change it to any face of value you want, and
Yeah.
then you move it. That's pretty
Right.
cool.
So if you roll 3 1s, 1 stays as a 1, and
Yeah.
you can move the other 2, change it to whatever you want.
Any number you want.
Pretty powerful,
Yeah. So as soon as each mountain, there are point token on top
Right.
of a mountain.
And you have a goat on each mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you reach the top of the mountain, you take the point token until you can stay there. So next time, say my goat on the 5 is already on the mountain top. And next time I want to pair, as a 5 again, but my goat is already on mountain top, I just take the point token.
Yeah, that's how
So
you collect all your
keep
points.
getting points, right?
Yeah.
Until your opponent get up there and then take the token and kick you all the way to the foot of the mountain.
All the way back to the bottom, kicks you all the
Then
way
you
down.
start over again.
Yeah.
So you can see how fast this can
Yeah.
play. Now, we collect all the points we can. There's also bonus tokens. So the bonus tokens, there are 4 of them. 15, 12, 9, and 6. If you get the whole set of all the point token, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, as one set,
Yeah.
you're the first one to get the bonus token.
Oh,
And when all the bonus token is gone,
Yeah.
or 3 of the point tokens on top of the mountain is gone, then you calculate all the points you have. And whoever is the highest point is a winner.
Yeah, it's
It's
super
so
fun.
fun.
It is. It's so quick and fun, and the kids love it.
I know, in a small box, right? And
Yeah.
you can see they started thinking, okay, how am I going to pair the number? It is quick, it is fun, and goats just screaming. That is Mountain Goat.
Yep.
Go
yep.
check it out.
I like it. I like it. It's a great little filler game.
Now, I know Michael has another thing that burns my head because I'm so bad at numbers.
One more here, another game we played this week. This was actually given to us as a review copy by Pandasaurus Games. This is another version of the game. This is called The Game Face to Face. This, instead of being co-op, this is the 2-player only
Yeah.
versus version. So it's 1v1.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun. Great little game. So it has some of the same core mechanics as the game, but this is how it's a little bit different. So
Yeah.
we each have a deck of cards. One deck is silver, one deck is gold. Silver and gold. Have to sing it every time.
Have to.
And so let's say your deck is gold, my deck is silver.
Yeah.
Each of them go from 1 to 60.
Yeah.
Except you put the 1 in front of you and the 60 in front of you. So your deck is now from 2 to 59.
Yeah.
Shuffle them all up so we don't know where they are.
Yeah.
And then we take 6 cards into our hand. Then, on your turn, you can... So your 1 has an arrow that goes up. So that means that's on a discard pile. That's now a discard pile. That the next card you play always has to be higher than the previous card.
So 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. It doesn't have to be the next one. Just you could go from
Any
1
higher.
to 20 if you wanted. It just has to be higher. The 60 card is your second discard pile, and every card, it's a descending deck. So every card has to be less than the card before it. Okay? So on your turn, you can play as many cards as you want from your hand onto your discard piles. Your ascending deck, it's always going higher. Your descending deck, it's always going lower. Or, if you want, once per turn, you can play one of your cards on your opponent's deck.
Now, you're going to help it become better.
Right. You're only allowed to play on your opponent's deck if you improve their deck. That means you do it the opposite way, which helps them because their deck that's always getting higher, it makes it lower for them. Or their deck that's always going lower, it makes it higher for them. It gives them a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, that's the part brains my burn.
Right. Brains your burn?
Burns my brain.
Burns your brain. Brains your burn. But so... Why? At first I was thinking to myself, why would I ever want to play on your deck to help you? That's just silly. But there's 2 reasons. One, sometimes you can't play on your decks because you've discarded your deck that's supposed to be going higher is already too high and you don't have any lower cards or whatever. But the other thing is, here's the catch. At the end, you have 6 cards in your hand. You play cards, okay? You have to play a minimum of 2 cards. You have to. If you can't play 2 cards, you lose. Game's over.
Right away.
End of game. Now, at the end of your turn, once you've played 2 or more cards, if you have only played cards on your own discard piles, so you've only helped yourself, you get to pick up 2 cards.
That's all.
That's all.
Yeah.
If you've played all the cards in your hand, you only pick up 2 cards. You only have 2 cards in your hand. And you have to play them both next turn or you lose. Now, if you play 1 card on your opponent's deck, no matter how many cards you got rid of, now you get to redraw at the end of your turn all the way back up to 6.
That's pretty powerful. That'll give you more opportunity for next turn.
You always want more. Now, there is one way that you can reverse your decks, or you can go backwards. And that's if, for example, in the deck that always has to go higher, if you can go lower by exactly 10 from the last card, that's how you can improve your own deck. So for example, if I was going 1, then 5, then 25, and it's getting higher, I'm like, at 25, uh-oh. But if I have 15, now I can put it down because it's exactly 10 lower.
Reverse 10, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
reverse
cool.
10, exactly. So it's it was way thinkier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun.
Very much.
Yeah.
The reversed hand is where my brain unburned.
Yeah, well, you were really unburned. You were really good at it because what you would do is, here's an example, and you did it often, is your deck that's going higher, your ascending deck, you would go really high first just to bring it back down with your next card.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can go, like, let's say you go 35, then you can go 25, then 15, then 5. You can just keep going down and down and down.
Yeah. See, that part I can do, but to help you, that will hurt my head because I cannot do opposite.
And here's the thing, right? Sometimes, for example, if I pick up a card and it's 58, where am I going to play a 58? Because my deck that started at 60 has already gone lower than 58.
Yeah. And you don't want to put it there.
I don't want to put 58 on my deck that's going up because that's the end of that deck. So I have to play it on your hand or your discard pile, which means your deck now goes all the way up to 58, which means you're basically starting again.
Yeah.
It's a really good game.
So fun.
Yeah, so you win by either, if the other player cannot play 2 cards on their hand, they lose, or the first person to get rid of all 60 cards.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I love it. It's very straightforward, the rules, but when it comes to number and you have to count, it's like...
Yeah. The only thing I will say, and I think this affected you a little bit more than me, but it's made it a little bit difficult, is sometimes it was hard to remember your deck, this one going higher, this one going lower, and it was hard to wrap your head around which card. The good thing is the 1 has a big arrow going up and the 60 has an arrow going down. So as long as you don't cover it and you just put the discard beside it.
That's how we play,
That's
and
the only
that's
way
how
to
I
remember
carry
it.
on.
Yeah. Yeah, but that is the
Fun
game,
game.
Face to Face, by Pandasaurus Games.
That's really
Yep.
fun.
Really fun.
And that is the game, that are the games that we're going to talk about today.
That's what we played this week. So like we said earlier, we do have live streams every Wednesday and Saturday. Check out Table Talk. We're going to be posting that every Sunday now, and just chatting about games. Leave comments because we'd love to hear what games you've played this week.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And until next time,
go ahead and get another game off of your nerd shelves.
take care.
Bye.